fame the game.
Man, the boy who had a dream back in 2024 now is one step closer in making it a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the FIFA eWorld Cup 2025 featuring eFootball Mobile. Shubhank, day one was a table-topping finish for Danial, and I'm pretty sure he's looking to start day two in a similar manner.
Oh, for sure, man. He was in hot shot form yesterday, and we all believe that today is going to be a very similar feat for the lad. He has been reckless in front of the goal. He has been defeating all the major opponents that has came by his way, going undefeated on day number one, making sure that he is still the untouchable.
That's one of the big things, right? Only having a draw in his very first and the very last game. And apart from that, every single one of them was a very close one, but still a pretty comfortable win coming in from him. And one of the biggest factors about Daniel was, as you rightly mentioned, there were certain reckless moves that he was making, but he was making sure that they were not big blunders, right?
Yes.
And he was constantly coming back.
Well, if we have a look at yesterday's result, to be very clear about it, Morocco versus India was a game where Morocco plays a very defensive line. They were not giving away possession cheaply and all in all. But at the end, we will manage to get an equalizer in the final minutes and make sure that at least we get +1 from there. But after that drew, a 2-1 victory and then a 1-0 victory in the 90th minute against Turkey, and then completely demolished Japan. Against Colombia, a bit unfortunate matchup. We had a 1-1 draw, pretty narrow margins on both the sides. Ample of chances created though, but the clinical finish in front of goal was kind of lacking.
You could clearly see the disappointment as well. During the player camps, we saw both of the players not really that happy with the result that they had, but at the end of the day, it was still pretty decent, right? And one of the biggest highlights that Daniel was bringing in was his lofted through passes, which were then collected by whoever was running up front, right? Most of the times it was Zico, but I was absolutely loving that because that was one of the new things which we did not really see him pull off all the way back in regular season.
Oh, that is true. But now, if we look at today's schedule, so we know that it is going to be pretty similar from yesterday. It is a double round robin format. So India versus Morocco will begin things off and then back to Greece, Turkey, Japan and Colombia. Exactly how things were on 10th of December will follow on 11th of December as well. But now the thing is, if we manage to still go undefeated in the group stages, that will make sure that we finish on the tabletop and we have the upper seed, but at the very same time, we gonna face the 4th seeded team from Group A. And as things stands, the 4th seeded team in Group A is our arch rival, Thailand and Malaysia.
That's one of the big spoilers you're slowly giving out here, Spartans. I know that's what we want to face, or who we want to face right now, because you rightly mentioned, right? The dreams back in 2024 were shattered by Malaysia. And out here as well, you could see Daniel only stumbled against Thailand and also against Japan. But I really like the fact how he made that comeback yesterday, right? So now we've equaled that score up against them. As we have a look at the standings of Group A2, Brazil up on top, only having one draw, not even a single loss. So technically, if you combine both the group starters, Brazil is the only team that's topping every single one of them off. But then they're followed up by Egypt, Malaysia, Thailand, Bahrain and Saudi Arabia. All four of them, or rather the middle three, pretty close to each other, but then there's a big drop-off in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia.
I think a +3 differential can still be overcome on day number 2, keeping in mind that they still have 5 matches to go. So it is still achievable, keeping in mind that second day you will have, again, a similar matchup, but you have to win all your matches. So that is something going to be very, very difficult. But let's see if they are able to win all their matches or how things move in Group A as well, because at this point our qualification for playoffs are almost confirmed. It is just about which seed we take through.
And you'd really want to be in the first or the second seed, not the bottom two, because yes, all in all, you're going to have a comparatively easier matchup on the other side once you move to the knockout stages. And you'd really want to face your arch rivals too. As we have a look at how things went down yesterday, you could always see those reactions coming in from every single one of those players, and this classical celebration of Daniel. How many times have we witnessed that, him doing it on the stage, right? And one of the most beautiful moments is his father celebrating it too.
You talk about celebration, so this was a cute one as well from the Brazilian
Yeah.
side. That guy looked really happy. And I love these crazy celebrations coming in from all these lads. We have seen professional players do it on the real pitch. I'm loving these players do it on the virtual pitch as well. So all in all, the competition looks really fearsome at this point. Brazilian squad, they look reckless in front of attack. They are the table toppers in Group A. But at the same time, the third and fourth position is what I am eyeing out in the Group A, like where things will go. Because Thailand and Malaysia, these are the only teams that have defeated us in the past. Malaysia at the international stage in 2024, and then Thailand in this year's regional qualifiers. We could not face Japan, unfortunately. They were already in a separate bracket and they were in the upper seed. We went to a lower seed and faced Thailand, and things were not in our way. That matchup is something that might be a bit tough on Daniel, but with MUJJICOOL's addition to the side, making a coach investment, definitely looking like we might have a say against the mighty Thailand side.
He's bringing in the discipline, right? That's one of the most important factor which I noticed in Daniel. Previously, even in the regional online qualifiers, he was going in a bit too aggressive. But after the addition of the coach, you could see he was a little bit more disciplined, trying to control the ball more around the pitch. And on the back of it, his defense is something that was looking really good, man. Like previously, he was conceding quite a lot of goals. But yesterday, you clearly saw him. I believe even in every single one of those games, he has not conceded one goal per match.
Oh, that is true. Just goals against is 4 at this point and 5 games played, so that is a +1. But other than that, if you look at the goals scored in our group, it is pretty on the low side. 8, 7, 5, 6, 5. So everybody is just racking either one or maybe maximum twice per game. But in Group A, things are a bit different. So that group is something that may be favorable for Daniel at this point. Because I see Thailand, they are on 11 goals, Brazil 11 goals. So whenever an opponent is playing to score more number of goals, it is proven in the past record that Daniel performs really well against those sides.
Yeah, because again, it's back and forth attack coming in, and we know how comfortable Daniel is whenever it's going fast games. So out here right now, I'm going to be really enjoying seeing every single thing. And I like how you noticed everything that went down in Group A as well, because there's one small fact which my eyes found as well, and that's look at the amount of draws in our group, right? India had 2, Colombia had 2 as well, and then there's another draw that Turkey had with all the other teams. You don't see so many draw games in the other one. I could clearly figure out that Saudi Arabia is the team that had lost every single one of their game except for the one. And then the rest of the teams, as they move forward, you could see them winning against the teams who were below them. There were not a lot of draws, more like concise results. And that kind of shows you the competition in Group B is a lot more tight than you would actually think.
The defensive structure from the Group B sides are looking a bit more difficult to break down. But hey, we'll find out how things will go when India will take on Turkey for the Day 2 opening matchup. Because this match will decide how are we going to start today's game. Yesterday, it was a pretty close affair. Both teams just trying to score a narrow goal. Turkey, pretty defensive, structurized. While India, we try to break it down every time possible. How things will go, we find all that out right after a very short break.
I don't know. Okay, right. Should we get back to eFootball
doing
mobile,
side
shall we? I know. I don't know what's going on here. Let's get back to normal service, shall we? And tell you about our Axe Player of the Day. Yesterday, Chris, and I think it was Cole, gave us some nominations for Axe Player of the Day on mobile before, and it actually comes down to GOAT Iniesta from Saudi Arabia. He was voted as your Player of the Day, so congratulations to him. Well deserved, guys.
It's a really good question, Rach. I mean, Saudi Arabia at the moment find themselves entering Day 2, bottom of Group A. So I wonder if there's some home nation bias here. But Go Iniesta, obviously doing all that he can to make sure that Saudi Arabia feature tomorrow in the knockout stages, and was voted player of the day.
But I'm going to say that is what is maybe a little bit different about mobile compared to console, what we saw coming into day 2 for them. The fact that this is more open. There are a lot more permutations to be had, a lot more up for grabs today. No one's completely out of it like I think we saw yesterday.
Yeah, and I think, to be fair, it was me who actually nominated him. so I'll come with the defense. I think he put up some really, really good games.
Well,
that
there's a
we've seen
reason you
some really,
nominated him. Yeah.
was really, really tight. I mean, he was going up against some very, very good competition. But at the same time, it was just like, there were so many different results that didn't really go his way after he found some really positive outcomes in some of his games. I think there's still potential for him to make a bit of a run.
Yeah, because obviously we're just looking at the groups. We always have to look at them as we start a fresh new day here. The likes of Saudi Arabia, like you mentioned, Bahrain and Japan, for me, are in the most precarious positions down there on 3 or 4 points, Harry.
Yeah, just coming back shortly to Easy Esther, I think probably that game 3 against Thailand, winning 2-1. Obviously, Thailand really strong on mobile, strong historically on console as well, but mobile especially. Coming out and taking 3 points away keeps their dreams alive in the group stages. But you're right, both groups really wide open. Anything can happen today. All the nations still in play, which is what we love to see.
And Easy Esther has to be inspired by Saudi Arabia going through earlier on the console side of things as well. I'm sure they've spoken. They're all a big nation, big team here. So I'm sure that is a source of inspiration.
Yeah, 100%. I think we've seen it last year. We have the competitors all cheering each other's on if they're in both competitions, and I think they will absolutely have that. As yes, they'll have it that today, and deservedly so. Look, I know he's sitting there with 3 points, but that win was a big one, and still a couple of wins under your belt, and all of a sudden you're in 4th place.
Yeah, Brazil then table topping, undefeated on day 1. Egypt having a really good showing, as were Malaysia and Thailand. Bahrain, like I mentioned, and Saudi, a lot of work to do, but very much still in it. Then in terms of the other 6 nations in Group B, we'll just tick over and show you exactly what the state of play is there as well. After 5 games yesterday, India, the 2nd undefeated team in mobile after day 1. Colombia, Türkiye, Greece, Morocco and Japan. Japan sitting there at the bottom again. 4 points. They did get a win there and a draw.
Yeah, don't be distracted by the matches played. All nations have played 5 matches, but all the points are correct and all the standings are correct there as well.
Exactly. We've just done 5 yesterday and we'll do 5 today. Prize pool, well, it's exactly the same, isn't it, as we saw earlier on in console. If you have been joining us earlier today, 30,000 for the champion. And remember, it's only one person who gets their hands on that. It's more lucrative, isn't it? They have to split. They have to split it, of course, in the console thing, in the console tournament. So this is incredible to see.
Yeah, indeed it is. It's a big chunk of change,
Big
life-changing.
chunk, especially as Christmas is coming up. Right, schedule today. I'm sure you want to see who's in action and what time you can see them. Well, these are the times that you need. 5:30, Greece taking on Türkiye. Morocco, Japan, 2nd featured matchup at 6:05. 6:40, they come really fast, remember. Egypt taking on Brazil. India, Japan at 7:30, and the last matchup to decide the fate of all our mobile players today is Greece, Morocco for a spot in the quarter-finals. Great to see those big matches happening, and we kind of pick them now as well, don't we, based on who we think's we're going to go through, who we think might be going out. What's the most interesting matchup for you?
Yeah, well, we can kind of blame Wes if we don't end up on a great game, because he was the one that really did pick them out. So
He's the puppet master.
We'll very much lay a blame on him there. But at the same time, yeah, it's nice to have that opportunity to be able to jump into the games that really are going to matter, especially those last couple. We might change some things up as the day does go on.
Well, I'm about to link to our first caster pairing. I'm getting a little bit nervous. I don't know if they're going to be there. A bit like Chris, they might be late to the booth. So I'm going to hopefully say hi to Cole and Stuart Wesley, but I'm not sure they are there. Woohoo!
Yeah, we would
guys!
never let you down, Rachel. Of course we
you.
wouldn't. We wouldn't do a Chris. I mean, our acting isn't anywhere near as good as that either. We can possibly hope to hold a candle to him. But there's exciting games to come today in eFootball Mobile. Can't wait to get casting.
Yeah, I got shots fired from Chris on the sofa, you know,
did.
for
We had
match
to fight
choices,
back.
but I feel like we've got a really good set of featured fixtures coming up. Can't wait for them to get started.
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, we'll see you shortly because we are just a few moments away now from our first matchups. Round 6 coming your way in a very few moments' time. But first, let's get our 2nd day of competition started here at the FIFA eWorld Cup Finals. eFootball featuring mobile. Are you ready for this?
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to day 2 of the FIFAe World Cup 2025 finals, of course, featuring eFootball Mobile.
We are hosts of Veracity and the lovely Milosh, of course, and I'm super excited for today's group stage to end. Yesterday, we saw nations that thrived under the spotlights and others that were crumbling under the pressure of the FIFAe World Cup.
And today, the pressure gets even higher because from the 12 national squads we have at the moment, only 8 will be left standing by the end of our broadcast.
Well, Milosh, I think on that note, we should go ahead and introduce our first team. What do you think?
Let's start with it. Please join me in welcoming our first squad, India! Leading Group B at 11 points, it's the one and only Danial!
Next up is none other than Greece. Currently in the top 4. Does Patel have what it takes to soar to the top?
Next up, looking for their Group B breakthrough is Morocco! Represented by Yaskin!
Türkiye! Causing upsets along the way, it is time for the honored one to rise to the occasion in his FIFAe debut.
They talk about dreamers, they talk about Colombia! And Camilo G's dreams continue unabated at eFootball.
Welcome to the stage, Japan! After a tough day 1, has Soshan done enough to perfect his defense for today?
An insane run for day 1, it's Brazil! They continue to spill over, maybe today with Group A domination. It's Juninho!
It is Egypt! The first major event for Vantum, currently second in Group A. He is eager to show he's just as good on land as he is at home.
Next up, it's Thailand! Jomkata, the dark horse to watch closely as the pressure mounts on day 2.
It is your host nation, Saudi Arabia. Despite no previous international experience, Easy Esther isn't going to let that stop him from making his home nation proud.
With great performance and one of the best names I've ever seen, it's Mighty Mighty from Bahrain!
Last but not least, it is Malaysia. With a target on his back and admitting that he was feeling the pressure yesterday, will he be able to do it once more and walk away victorious? That is the real question, Milosh. I see all of the players eager, ready to get this show on the road. From 12 nations, we will go down to just 8. I can't wait to get the show on the road.
And I know they can handle it. These guys are born and bred for moments like this, so let's not dilly-dally any longer and send it to our studio.
Thanks so much, guys. I've got a question for you, burning question. Colombia, Japan, who did it better?
Japan. Come on. Come
The hat from Colombia, though.
The hat was on brand. I like the hat.
Extra points for the props, definitely. But I tell you, who does look up for it today? Mbappe. He looked ready. He knew Tate sort of results. World Championships back in July. Having, it been almost a year since you won the tournament, you almost have that pressure and that target on your back to unify the belt and make sure that you are the number 1. In the end, Juninho came out on top, and I think he never really recovered from that.
Who do you think needs a really good showing today, Chris? Who are you looking to really turn his fortunes around?
Has to be Japan. Has to be Japan. I mean, we heard him yesterday speaking about it in one of the most I want to say one of the
We are back at the very same pedestal where we left yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, as we are back into the game with Danial taking on Yasin. India versus Morocco is the first one out here for the group stages for day number 2. And I'm pretty sure, Spartas, Danial would want to start things off on a better note where he ended it yesterday, because that was a draw and this time we're looking for a win.
Well, this has to be one of those matches where things will go to narrow margins. Morocco, one of those sides who are defensively very strong, and their play style is so much possession based that they thrive in keeping the ball in their own half. So this is something that Danial and his coach has to break down. Let's see if they can come up with a game plan with a 1 day difference between both the games.
I think so. They should have a plan for now, right? Because you could clearly see a lot of difference coming into Daniel's play style, even during those games yesterday, right? In the first one, there were quite a few mistakes coming in. In the second one, there were less of those. And then in the third one out here, I'd have to say the amount of improvement that he showed game by game, taking control of and moving with that momentum, not letting it go, even if he was basically going 0-1 in throughout that game. Those were the key moments which were always catching my eye. So I'm pretty sure Danial has been working on all of that.
Well, that is indeed true, because the thing is, he needs to get even more clinical with the passing, to be very honest. Because those final passes, they were kind of lacking yesterday. He was making some quick decisions, making one-touch passes, and majority of the time it was from Patrick Vieira, who lost the ball in multiple games at a very risky movement, and in some of those games we even conceded from that mistake. So that is something which I am looking out for to get fixed up as soon as possible, because those type of chances might get away in the group stages, but in the playoffs, when the competition will get even more tougher, things might go against you if those continue to happen.
That's one of the big things, right? Because playoffs are going to be even more relentless. You don't have any more chances out there once things go through. And that is one of the biggest pointers which I also wanted to mention, that every single competition that you're facing here right now, it's not going to get easy. It will get even more tough once you move forward. Specifically facing the likes of Brazil, who haven't even lost a single game, yes, and also have only had 1 draw till now. Their goal difference is also looking pretty solid. They're very aggressively playing that entire game. So quite a lot of things which Danial will have to focus on, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to be moving into the game itself. It's India taking on Morocco.
Table toppers, we need to keep this momentum going on, and this victory on Morocco will definitely solidify the place even more. Back to Patrick Vieira, and we start things off in a similar fashion. Looks like the diamond that we were running yesterday, we are continuing with it. This time around, Song Yun-min, the passing tempo has been slowed down, and rebound! Almost like Kylian Mbappe should have been able to score that from that narrow angle though. But the thing is, it looks one of those areas where the passing tempo has been controlled a bit, but the finishing is still that Danial is looking out for.
I really want to see him keep that calm, cool composure out here, right? Yes, even though that first chance did not really go through, it's absolutely fine. As long as you're controlling the momentum, that's all you really need. Federico Di Marco, nice fake pass coming in though. Had a chance to make that run through as Ronaldinho sends it all the way center into hands of Pele. And Aramburu making that crucial interception out there as it turns around. Zico, can he give the through? That's a fake coming in. The sliding tackle with a heavy touch. Zico still controls it, but man, Morocco reading it perfectly. That was such a good move coming in from Danial.
The dribbling that Zico is showcasing in the first few minutes now, it is looking like we have a game plan. Dribble more around the area. And Zico almost got through one goal, although the angle was narrowed down, so could not finish with that chance. But this time, that's similar style from Ronaldinho, and he's trying to find Pele, who is fast enough, but the pass was just too far out.
Yeah, for now, not really working out in the best of the way out. Moving it to Hazard. Zico, one-touch passes, but Amrabat easily taking that one. And I'm really liking with what Danial has been doing till now, right? That's the third possible chance of an attack that's coming in from him. It is not the same position-based gameplay which we were seeing from Morocco yesterday. Danial is the one who's controlling most of those balls, cutting off the passing angles as well. And with the second man press, he's constantly forcing Morocco to keep the ball in their part of the field.
Again, Rude Hullet trying to pass, but Patrick Vieira is just perfect as a CDM, intercepting every chance possible. Now Kylian Mbappe trying to run down the wing. He has ample of space inside the box. A cut back could be on its way, trying to find the passing lane. Cross, Song Hyun-min! Straight to the keeper. Another good chance created, just could not convert it this time around.
I was not really expecting Son to go for that header, man. But yeah, if it works out for you, go for it. It's a big one coming in. But as you rightly mentioned, Gigi Buffon getting his hands on that. Just pushing it outside. And you can finally see the cool, calm composure of Morocco kind of getting lost there. With a 140 heartbeat rate as well, which we are monitoring, ladies and gentlemen. You know that the pressure is on him. That's a cross all the way back to Andre Pirlo. Wanted to go for the shot. Hazard as well. Oh my goodness. Right outside the box. Eden Hazard. I have no clue how Buffon got to that one.
We have scored plenty of such goals from outside the box, and this time around the objective was very similar. The Gigi Buffon, he is having a game for his life, trying to save everything possible, and in the first 30 minutes it is all the eTigers attack, and this time around as well another header off target though from Patrick Vieira, but the chances are keep on coming.
That is exactly what you need, man. Danial has been the one who's been on that attack. Morocco on the other side. You've got to call your player shot. It's clear that Yassin doesn't really want to risk it at all. Rijkaard is going to dribble it a little bit more now. Trying to relieve the pressure off of the members out here. Guess what? On the back of it, there could be a chance being created. Patrick Vieira into that CDM position right now. It's going to run it back. You got to trail that one away with the second man press as well. Ronaldinho is not letting that ball through that easily. That's why Sofiane Amrabat is now going to try. Oh, that could be a blunder. There's a possible chance of a through onto that left wing to Kylian Mbappe. A couple of members in the center. Song Hyun-min controls it. Two still upright on his feet. It turns around. Can he go for the finish? No, wanted to go in. But that was still taken away. Another one from Andre Pirlo. Not allowing it on the other side.
The header has been won yet again. Although Diego Forlan, a good heel flick, although loses out the possession, Matheus Oliveira. And with that being said, the first half comes to a close. Ample of chances created by Danial, but the thing is, none of them has been converted. He is playing really, really good, but the final third is where Morocco are thriving.
I really want to see, man, somehow Danial finally breaking through. And I'm still trying to figure out what more he could do. Maybe get an extra skill move to cut out that last line of defense and then go in for the shot, instead of just simply going in for those lofted balls into the box for the header. But even that almost made it a possibility to hop back into that game out here right now. Rude Hullet being brought in all the way towards left. Ronaldinho. Oh, this could be a big chance for Morocco as he sends it in and in the back of the net. Opener has been found yet again by the men in red. And with that defensive play style right after the kickoff in the second half, Morocco scores.
He is looking crazy on that counter. The first chance he has created in 49 minutes of the game. The first opportunity, the first shot of the game has been a clear-cut chance from Yassin, and what a way to kick things off. This is something that nobody anticipated, but straight from kickoff, keeping the possession back to Ronaldinho, just running down in the area, and then Diego Forlan wide open inside the box, and Morocco. A good start on their side, and now Danial. He needs to queue up pause. He needs to figure out things that are not going in his way, because he created ample of chance in the first half without converting any of them.
It has been a bit unfortunate out there though, but yes, you'd have to give it to the tactical brilliance of Yassin. Even yesterday, if you look at the group standings one more time of Group B, it's not a lot of victories that he got. 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 of those were losses. So he's not looking in the hot shot form to hop into that top 4 itself. Yes, still tying up with Greece on the 5-pointers, but let's be honest. You'd really want to be in control, not really being in the position of those ties, just to leave it all down to the goal difference or even the head-to-heads coming in between those teams. So that's why scoring that one goal was crucial. But guess what? This through to Cody Gakpo. Wanted to send it back in again for that header, though cleared out by the defense. Morocco knows what Danial wants to do.
Corner, and let's see if we can convert this, cause the conversion rate has been a little too low, and this time around as well has been cleared. Eden Hazard trying to dribble out, but straight into the face of Pele there. He loses out possession cheaply, and now Ronaldinho, he can unleash a counter attack, and he's just holding on the possession a little longer, crosses it in. Pele almost there, but Araujo gets the ball out. The opportunities from Morocco on the counters, they look deadly.
Because now it's going to be another corner coming in for them. And you have Ruud Gullit there. I don't know, man. Maybe not picking Virgil van Dijk. Could have been a slight bit of an iffiness there, but it's fine as it was cleared perfectly. Francisco Totti goes in. Kilitsoy has been collecting all of those balls a lot yesterday, but can he do it one more time though? No is the answer. Didn't really go back in now. Not a full-fledged clear. DeMarco. Now there we go. Morocco gonna do the exact same thing, man. Controlling the ball behind and just to open things up out there. The double man press, and that means Pele is going to be free.
High up in the air and just pressuring him down to get the ball ahead. And this is what Danial needs as of now. He wants the possession to come in his way, and now back to Eden Hazard. Opportunity. Cody Gakpo. He needs a cut back to Hazard. A delayed pass has been blocked. Oh, the decision making in the final third, man. Yet another corner has been taken away. The thing is, if you're creating so many chances, you need to create few of them.
Yeah, the conversions need to be there. I agree. The chances creation is good. But it's just not going all the way back, right? He's doing the exact same thing that he was doing previously in the first half too. And Morocco seems to be reading onto that, because if you look at the position of where his defenders are, as much as they are trail backing, they're also cutting off the passing angles. And now he's also man marking those people who hop in for those headers. So the chance that Son eventually got, it is not going to be replicated.
Let's see if things can turn around in the last 20 minutes, because even yesterday it was a pretty close game where we equalized, I think, in the 80th or 85th minute, something like that, pretty late into the game. We are still looking out for the equalizer even in this matchup, and by look of things, the goal should come our way at any point, because we are getting closer and closer and closer in the final third. It's just a moment of time where we convert that chance.
In for another one out there though, cleared off easily. Francisco Totti, fake shot now into a pass to Figo as it moves back to Neves. Goes it back in again with a header, and finally you have the equalizer, and calm down, says Danial, as he's not out of it yet. The chance creation perfect and the conversion even better.
Scoring a Trivela header and hitting the Calma celebration at the very end of it. Peak Real Madrid days, I'd say. This is brilliant from Danial, and man, this guy, he is such an animated kid on the stage. A Trivela to a header to the Calma, all in sync right there, and Danial takes the equalizer, and this is what I was talking about. We are just getting closer and closer and closer, and we have to get on the scoreboard. 74th minute, we convert our first opportunity now. Let's see if we can get one more and get 3 points from this matchup as well.
It's going to be crucial. Yesterday it was a draw, so yes, today you'd want to do one better. That's what Danial's been known for, improving in every single game. And this could be one of them again. Lovely read onto that pass as Neves finds Vieira. Not the fastest pass out there, so it's fine though. But a backheel pass to Figo as it sends back in to Kilitsoy. Another header maybe in motion out, but Rijkaard in giving him space. Xabi Alonso tried to move in. Cody Gakpo out open. Lovely tackle from Saliba. 85 minutes, and this could very well be the last attack coming in as Romani is going to send it back to Gula.
Cross. Hubner clears it out, and now 87 minutes. You need a pass. Figo hitting the opponent who was on the floor there. But Luis Figo has the ball. 89 minutes. We have to play for the stoppage time. Patrick Vieira. Ruben Neves. +4 is the time. Ruben Neves dribble out, trying to find the striker, who is completely been man-marked. Back to Luis Figo. Arda intercepted, and now the last few minutes and unleashing a counter. Xabi Alonso crosses the ball, but another game coming to a draw. Morocco versus India. Another game, another 1-all scoreline.
So it seems like everything's going to be happening here just like yesterday. We are on a repeat, ladies and gentlemen. And if you feel a feeling of nostalgia, no, that's not it. You're not dreaming out here. It's one each, as you rightly mentioned. And again, India making that comeback in the game, right? I believe even yesterday it was Morocco who scored the opener, and then Danial eventually came in. And it's the exact same thing even right now. So the players are going to go back for their handshakes as well. And on the other side of the spectrum, the rest of the results of Group B are out as well.
Greece versus Turkey. Greece taking a lead, and I think it was another final minute goal from Greece as well. Colombia versus Japan, and Japan winning out their game, and this is what I wanted to see. Some spices being added to the overall group tally now, since Colombia was second in the group, losing their match to Japan, and now Japan will boost things up, will take the lead. They are on 7 points, despite the fact that they lost 3 games yesterday. They are still in contestation for the top 4.
Starting things off on a good note is what Japanese are known for as well. All the way back, even in the regional online qualifiers, you could always see them that they were the ones who were constantly winning. And yeah, right now things seem a bit more difficult. But ladies and gentlemen, guess what? We've got a matchup with Greece, and we'll be back after the short one, so don't go anywhere.
Look at me, look at me. Still in the show, that's the crook in me. They want me gone with the hook in me. Asking why is he here like I shouldn't be. I've been on grind since Auto. 10,000 hours the motto. They see the bag is coming out and flocking to me like I won the lotto. Dancing with the devil, there's no recital. I'm killing competition, ain't no revival. I shoot it to kill it, I'm aiming for vitals. I'm showing no mercy when facing my rivals. Snakes in the grass, they getting exposed. I know they be lurking, I'm watching them close. Acting like
in my tactics, just I want to be calm again.
Well, best of luck to you. I'm looking forward to seeing you perform. And GG's again, back to the studio.
Thanks, Rusty. Yeah, well, calmness then being key for Palaspor and Greece coming out firing on day 2.
Yeah, had to be. And that's that kind of result that really can put you in a great position. All these groups are now getting extremely tight. Every single result that we needed to kind of go for the groups to tighten up happened, and it's going. I can't actually wait to see the standings because I've had a little peek and it's going crazy.
It's almost like the groups race concertinaed on each other now.
We say calmness is key, but we said actually it's pretty momentum. Getting that last victory last night to come in prepared for today, Harry.
Yeah, it's exactly what we said. Psychologically, just having that win under your belt to go in overnight knowing that you're, within the top 4, within one round of fixtures, everything could change. And as you're seeing from our results here, our highlights, you're seeing goals go potentially against the grain, against where we expected them to go in. And as a result, it means now almost every single nation is within the mix going into our next round, round number 6.
And what else Palaspor said, he said, actually, I'm not changing any tactics. I'm changing my mindset. I'm becoming more calm, but I'm not changing my tactics. And that has led him, I'm looking down, starting with Group B, 2-1 over Türkiye there. Japan getting a good start today to 2-1 over Colombia. India, Morocco, 1 apiece. Dented Daniel's run a little bit. They're still undefeated, though. And then I'm going to go back up to Group A there. Massive shock from Mbappe. Don't know what's going wrong there. I'd like to get someone actually to go and have a chat to him, go and speak to him. Lost out to Saudi Arabia in that opening matchup. Egypt taking a scalp of Bahrain there, and Thailand winning 2-1 over Brazil.
And just to remind people at home, last year I should say, Mbappe didn't lose a game until he got to the semi-final against Danial. He's already lost a few. This is not necessarily what we were expecting. Look, I still think he'll make it through the group, don't get me wrong, but we really were expecting almost a flawless performance till that stage.
This is what Abdulaziz said when he sat there, though. He said, when you're a world champion, everyone comes out and plays their best eFootball against you, and we're seeing that against the likes of Mbappe, aren't we?
Big target on their back, Rach. Big target. And you say, you know, we expect them to go through. He's teetering on the edge. Malaysia, as things stand, 4th place in the group. Only 4 go through to the knockouts. So you'd expect Mbappe to turn things around here soon. But, I mean, that is 1 point from his last 12 possible points on the table. He's losing points left and right.
I'd be interested to hear his thoughts and say, is he playing as good as he was last year? Because if he thinks he is, and if he thinks he's playing at the same standard, then it does mean everybody is just playing their best when they come up against him.
Well, I mean, I think obviously there's some differences in the sense that the competition is definitely higher. He said that himself yesterday. And then, of course, we've got the draft as well, which may well have made a bit of a difference. Maybe it was that comfort with your home nation that would have helped you out. Now it's a really, really level playing field.
Japan, I mentioned it there, really important 6th/1st round, we're going 1st round for today, victory to kickstart their day. How important was that, Harry?
Massive, absolutely massive. They started the day last in their group. They're now into the top 4. They're 4th, and to be honest, they're, you know, just a single point or, you know, a couple of points from jumping up into 2nd. So, yeah, that was a big win for Japan. I know Soshan. I know what he's capable of. I've seen him play in the past. He's much better than he showed yesterday, so that will be a big bouncing off point for him starting today on day 2.
Just a massive mental boost to kickstart your day.
Yeah, especially with, again, I know we've talked about the interview quite a bit, but to see him in that space, and then he's won 2 games since then. I'd love to see how he feels now, because it's all of a sudden completely changed around in a really nice spot in the group.
Both the underdogs. We were saying Japan, you know, precarious position coming into this, and Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia getting that victory over who we were just talking about. Mbappe there. What a statement from them. How inspired would they have been from what they saw Saudi Arabia do earlier on today in the console, Harry?
I think they would have been massively inspired. Obviously, Easy Esther, you know, he's no doubt good friends with some of the console players. You have to say that no one can overlook Saudi Arabia. I think maybe going into today, they were disappointed in how they performed yesterday. And they said, you know what, we can beat anyone. We need to have that hometown mentality, that home nation mentality, and know that no matter what, we can win. They just beat last year's champion, and as a result, are just 1 point from one of those.
With the first draw now on board, Danial moves in forward for the second game, ladies and gentlemen, as we'll face Greece in our second matchup of the group stages. Second time we're out here, and I've said second so many times. I really hope that we're also able to register our second win against them.
But now, well, kicking things off, things are coming pretty aggressive from the side of Zico. Already there for the cross, trying to get things around, but now another interception there, and this is a very similar fashion that we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
Greece, they were completely on the back foot, and we started things off perfectly with attack after attack. Although the scoreline was pretty narrow with just a 2-1 victory, but the amount of chances that we created were humongous.
And to be honest, that is technically the storyline of Danial in almost every other game, right? Because, oh my god, Oliveira just pushed Johan Cruyff off so very hard. Now, coming back onto that conversation, yeah, I agree. Danial, he's been known to create those chances, and it's been prevalent not just against Greece, but against every single one of those players. Even in the previous game, look, you have a look at it, it was constant attacks coming in from him. Yes, there was just one conversion overall at the end of the day, but I still believe his attacking playstyle is something that's been working out. All he needs to do is just wrap it up over the final third and then enhance his own lead too. But guess what? Both the players are now facing the exact same difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. A bit of a tech issue there, but don't worry. We're working on it. We're fixing it, and we'll make sure that the games begin very soon out here.
Oh, yeah.
For now.
Well, at this point, I just hope that the issues get resolved before a goal happens, to be very honest. Because once you take the momentum, once you take a goal in your favor, when you think that the match is in your control, and then a tech pause occurs, it is pretty annoying as a player. Because after that point, there is nothing you can do to get your momentum back. So we just hope that all these things get resolved before any major action has taken place into the game. And by the look of things, I think things are getting confirmed pretty soon because both the players look pretty relaxed.
They're going to be chilling it out here, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be hitting it on a restart with the exact same time on the clock. So we'll see. But yeah, I agree. Both the players are looking cool, specifically for Danial. You know that he's been on this stage. If anything, he's moved all the way far further towards the semi-finals as well back in 2024. And he'd definitely want to do one better, if not just replicate out in this 2025 season as well for him. And yeah, considering now even in the group stages, he's been winning against his arch rivals, against the top performers of different regions. I'm feeling pretty confident about him.
But again, the thing is, well, the way that things are going for Greece at the start of the day, we saw their game how it was a very last minute goal that he scored, and Penob's ball, he was pretty happy about it. So the last minute winners, the last minute equalizers, all these things are making sure that does not matter how good you are in the entirety of the game, if you are not able to close it down on the same momentum, I would say there's no point. Because even we were ruthless against Morocco in the first match. We had so many opportunities in first 45 minutes. But at the end, we have to just convince ourselves that our draw is decent enough.
In that kind of game, yes, I agree. Because you clearly saw, man, Morocco's play style is super passive. They force you to make the error, right? During that time, whenever you know that the ball is not in your control. I still remember the line that you mentioned to me yesterday off cam too. But yeah, I agree. With the playstyle that Morocco brings on the table, it becomes very frustrating. The ball not being in your control as well. And then the first chance Morocco creates, it going in the back of the net, it's a bit depressing as well. But Danial knows how to deal with those scenarios. He knows how to calm himself down. Even if he's 1-0 down in the last 20 minutes as well, he still finds those opportunities. And something that was not really working for him for such a long time, he still made sure to add a slight bit of an iteration in that and then make it work. That's his strength.
But again, you have to just make sure that you keep on delivering the same level of performance with consistency. And knowing Daniel, he has done it pretty long enough, even in the previous games, even in the previous year. And even today, getting a first point of the scoreboard, things are exactly the same how they started yesterday. And even the match against Greece started with a similar attacking fashion from our end.
Yep.
So I hope that he is able to keep it properly well. But seeing the admins there, I think the issues has been resolved. They are still looking out there, and Daniel, he's talking with his coach, and I think we might be able to get into the game very, very soon.
Highly possible, because both of these players, as you rightfully mentioned, are also looking for the same thing. Want to hop back into this one, again go back into that flow state, and it is crucial for Greece too, more than India, because us, yes, we're pretty cool out there at 12 points, really fine. All we need to do is just register one win, and then we're going to be moving forward. But for Greece, things aren't that easy. 6 matches played, 8 points still on board. So they are not really looking in that comfortable spot. Third position, yes, but Japan and Turkey are not that far behind. If anything, if even Morocco is pretty close by with just 6 points and 6 games played, 1 win, and they can instantly topple all the way towards that second spot. And this is one of the big reasons why I mentioned that this group is a lot more closer and a lot tougher than how much it seems.
Oh, that is true indeed. But hey, we are just waiting for the match to start, and by look of things, the players are set up, and yes, the game has been restarted from ground zero. So does not matter what were the things in the past, it is still from the very same scoreline. So we just waited out from the very last minute, or I think it was 15 minutes, so they will keep the ball and then start playing again, and I think that is the call. They will just run the clock down a little bit more until 10 to 15 minutes was the stoppage time, or rather the time where the interference occurred. So just waiting for that to happen, and then we will resume the game back shortly.
Look at the formation till then. If I'm not wrong, I believe Greece is kind of running a 4-4-2 maybe. We've got 4 people out there in the mid as well, or maybe it is something different. The players are constantly moving a little bit too ahead out there.
Yeah, I'm just waiting where Vieira drops at this point, but Vieira was just dancing around at the back line. Because even in 4-4-2, he should be pretty much back, but he was almost towards that right, or rather the left mid, seeing around things. But hey, finally the action has begun until 16 minutes. Piticek from the eTiger will take the kickoff from here. Or rather, it is from the Greece. So Greece are even running Piticek. So that is something very different, because we have seen very few players who are opting for this keeper.
Out here, yes, I agree. And I believe it's, again, because of the similar reason which you mentioned previously, right? For the keeper, you'd really want someone who's going to be tall, agile as well, making sure that they can reach onto those far corners of the post. And I believe Piticek might actually fulfill all of those check boxes too. Out here again, ball hopping out in mid. Johan Cruyff sends it to Bebeto. Not really the best pass out here. Wasn't collected, and guess what? The lofted through comes in. Son running. Cellini following him up as well. Cut back passing. Oh, the header did not go in, but guess what? The second line was there, and he ended up that ball in the back of the net. Danial 1, Greece 0.
The start that we needed, we definitely get it converted as well. Things were not looking good against Morocco in the final third, but this time around against Greece, the backline completely opened up and the passes were just perfect. Although, another mistake from the side of Patel Vieira, I believe he is, and Kylian Mbappe just capitalizing on that completely well. No chance whatsoever, but Song Hyun-min, a perfectly timed cross, and Kylian Mbappe taking a perfect touch to a near post finish. Exactly what we wanted. Daniel delivered.
Now it's up to you to believe if it was a header for Zico or was that direct cross to Kylian Mbappe. We're going to leave that surprise for all of you out there. Because again, through the kickoff, ball was controlled by India, instantly stolen away on the other side. Oh, lovely through Cristiano Ronaldo. And the lead lasted merely minutes as Greece scores their own goal as well. Even after that one humongous coming in from Daniel, the calm composure of Greece never falters.
Oh man, It is straight from the kickoff and no chance given. They're just stealing the ball right there from, I think, Eden Hazard, and then this through pass is just perfect, and CR7, you give him the ball, he'll score it from any angle possible. One of the finest strikers into the game. And to top things off, it was Johan Cruyff with that assist. So just a silver platter goal for CR7 there. Things have been leveled yet again. Let's see if we can take the lead for one more time.
Not a lot of chances from those kickoffs is how it seems like right now. Son. The three players are...
What a finish.
Hold on. That far out? Son? Alright.
The ball is dipping completely. That's the perfect strike. But hey, at least a good save from Peter Cech and justifying his role. But this time around, another corner has been given away. Do we take a shot? Do we cross it in? I think we are going for another cross. Patrick Vieira, he's there into the mix. A near post attempt there will get cleared out. CR7 can unleash a counter, finds Vitinha in the process, and now India, we are in trouble. So many people running forward, but Oliveira just shoves off Vitinha, uses his physicality to win the ball back, and now a pass from Perlo has been intercepted. Could have been our opportunity, but instead Johan Cruyff is trying to unleash and find the pass in the final third.
That second man press was the big reason why we were able to steal that far away. And this time around again, positioning yourself well to intercept any passing lanes and then moving in with the second man press. Picture perfect. Son now, one touch pass, he's in Hazard. Didn't really have enough to work on with it. That's why you could clearly see that attack fizzled out. Now on the other side for a counter chance coming in. Iniesta out in mid. What a through. This is the second one coming in. CR7! And that still goes in after the conundrum in the third line. Man, oh man. You could see the disappointment of Danial as Greece lead by 2-1.
What is Peter Cech doing? The ball is rolling on the floor. It's a perfect slide tackle from the back line. Wins the ball completely, and oh man, Peter Cech, why he's off his line. Oh, defensive error, and not from a user input, but straight from Peter Cech. Nobody could do anything about it, and Peter Cech, man, he console which should have been stopped, and right at the nick of half time. India 1, Greece 2.
One more minute. If you can send the ball in all the way front, ain't happening. That's a dream. Just a few seconds, rightfully mentioned too. Now on the back of it now, the lead finally for Greece. All they need to do is just keep that control. While Danial on the other side. That kind of stuff happening is disappointing.
Indeed it is. Because you do everything right, you perform a perfect slide tackle in the box, and it is so difficult to time such a tackle. And he wins the ball completely. Manual inputs were just perfect, but Peter Cech, he didn't know how to respond to that. And to be very honest, that is an opportunity where CR7 could have scored it very early with the first touch only, but things definitely didn't go our way as we expect. And now let's see if in the second half we can turn things around. Lydian Thuram, he has the ball, finds Johan Cruyff, and Greece is looking good with the passing structure, taking his time and composure on the ball, finds Iniesta from CR7, trying to go inside the box, cross on the way, but Oliveira has the ball, and now Kylian Mbappe, he needs to find Zico first. He takes a little bit of time, and Lydian Thuram with a perfect slide tackle, but what a press from him. And now Eden Hazard, he has the entirety of the space, but he goes out wide, and Zico, he's not fast enough.
It was a bit interesting to see out here, though. Patrick Vieira couldn't control the ball as well after that play. And guess what? On the back of it now, Bebeto. Stolen away by the right back. Perfect play. Hazard. He wanted to go for the first touch, but didn't really catch the man on the other side. Johan Cruyff sends one touch back in. Johan Cruyff, lovely anticipation by Araujo. And Danial, with that, wants to go for another lofted through. Zico, can he finish it? He absolutely will. You don't ask the questions, you witness the answer, as we've witnessed Danial make that come back to 2-2 now. The scores are leveled.
Oh man, just look at that coach reaction. He is constantly there. Yeah, go for the long ball down. Yeah, you can attempt even more long balls because in the final third, the passing lanes, if they get blocked the long ball on the first touch, it is just perfect. And out of everybody else, it is Kylian Mbappe on the weaker foot too. So if Kylian Mbappe can do it, there are definitely crazy midfielders in the mix. So Daniel, I think he's figuring out the game plan, and another time the scoreline has been equalized.
It's been happened third time now, to be honest, if you really think about it.
Throughout the day, to be very
the day.
precise.
Yeah. It's Morocco 1-0, then Daniel scores the equalizer, and Greece now twice with the early openers, and then we score the equalizer on the back of it. And that strike from Zico as well was so very good. And you could instantly see the attention of Daniel. He realized that Greece are bringing their keeper in up close. That's the only way they could have stood in to defend that. And then Zico putting that one shot in the back of the net was crucial.
Well, that is indeed a half volley there, and it is a pretty difficult, or I would say complex situation to take a strike. But Zico, the structure, the ability he has on the ball is just perfect. And now both the players, just subbing in players, finding some key factors to convert the scoreline in their favor, because both the nations need the points, but we are still in a safer spot. But if you talk about Greece, they were not in the top 4 when we look at the standings last time around.
I agree. It's one of their big years as well coming into this one. And right now, it is India who stand up in front of them. Oh, whoa!
What was that?
I thought he's getting in for a through, but man! This is just nasty!
I saw the ball roll coming in. I was like, okay, yeah, there is a ball roll. There is a pass in the final third coming in. But a finish from that angle, and Peter, check. Man, this opportunity, you don't see those go in because that was such a low pass strike. Long ball, yes, Cody Gakpo, perfect heel flick. But this touch here goes for a ball roll and then a finish straight to the keeper, and the check could not reach it in time. Daniel, just like that, he takes the scoreline in his favor.
And he needs a pause at this point, man. You could see the reaction coming in from Pano. You know that he needs to calm himself down. The mental is absolutely destroyed. Frustration building up. And that's why he's just taking his own sweet time out here, pausing the game, making sure that he's able to get back in form. Daniel on the other end, out here with his third one. It's going to give him the entire control out here. All he needs to do is just do the exact same thing he was doing. Keep the pressure up.
Well, these long pauses, the longer the pause is, you know how difficult it is for the opponent, because they are not just making changes in their squad. They are bringing their temperament down as well. And at this point, Penos Bowl, he is surely under pressure. Look at Daniel. He is so happy. He's animated. He's happy. He knows what he's doing. And whatever it is just perfect. 3-2, we lead. Still 20 plus minutes to go into the game. And now Patrick Vieira takes a long ball in. Could not find the header. Finds a rebound. Chiellini back to Thuram. Another long ball pass. But Greece attempting the same play style that Daniel was using to score 2 goals.
Wanted to go in for those throughs. Hold on out here. My guys, calm down. Alright. It's back to normal. Bit of a circus happening between both of our defenders. But you rightfully mentioned out here, Greece trying to do the exact same thing we were doing. Interesting thing I noticed, Trent Alexander-Arnold out being used here. One of the only cars who got their overall in somewhere around 80s instead of 90s. And guess what? On the back of it right now, a big gap being created there. Francesco Totti moves it around, sends it back to Figo. Not a lot of options, but one is what Daniel needs! 4th one as the entire defense is broken. And India now lead 4 goals to 2 and no chance left for the comeback in this one. And let him cook.
He is surely cooking really well at this point, man. This is so brilliant from Daniel. First touch, fake pass, second touch inside the box, dribbling around, and then a finesse far post. Things cannot get better than that. Yesterday it was a close net 2-1, but today things are very different. Already 4-2.
And with that now, 8 more minutes remaining into this game. Max to max, you're going to get what, 2 extra minutes? Nothing apart from that. There haven't been any major fouls being committed. Lovely through. Oh, the clearance again coming in. The ball's going to go in for that throw in. And that was indeed important because Ronaldo was there to collect that one.
Well, last 5 minutes. So if we can hold the ball for at least 1 or 2 minutes, just clear this chance out, and I think we are good to go. And yeah, this is all fine now. Even if we concede from here, it does not even matter, because then there will not be sufficient time for Greece to make another goal into the game, and we are not even allowing that. 90 minutes almost up on the clock. A +4 time has been given. A little longer though.
Interesting.
But does not matter much. Still a 2-goal advantage to the eTiger, and Daniel, as things stands, will take another 3-pointer from this game, and Greece, they are struggling in the standings.
Maybe the 5th one? No, ain't happening right now. Pass stopped in at the last second. And as you rightfully mentioned, a win coming yet again, and this time you were better than how it happened yesterday. It was a 2-1 scoreline, this time 4-2. Everyone doubling things up, and so was the lead for Danial. As with this, we are confirmed to move into the playoffs.
And this guy is so good. Daniel, the composure he has, the adaptability he has in game is so telling. And the addition of the coach is paying out so well at this point. Because whenever we saw Daniel in the earlier games when he was struggling, there was no plan B for him. But this time around, there is definitely multiple ideas, and their execution into the game has been even better.
And I really want to see this kind of performance continue from him. Not just for the next 2 games, but rather for the entire event.
Yeah, simple as that. I am with Daniel, the man of the moment, because that was an incredible matchup. There's no 2 ways around it. Your group opponent gave it their all, but you were down 2-1. What happened to bring this game back and really get your head in the game?
Yeah, of course, the defense was a bit shaky, and we made some changes, some tactical changes as well, and focused and improved and hard worked, and we got the job done.
You feel that having the entire kind of India family here around you motivates you to always perform better?
Yeah, I think these guys support me all the time, let me tell you. And the supporters watching as well, lovely. And I think that's what makes me better. Yeah.
It definitely did play out. Now, once you got to 2-2, you know that this could slip away from you at any point in time. What's the way for you to keep your focus in the game when it's so tight?
Yeah, we just focus on the game and you don't get distracted. And as well, we made some changes, and I just worked hard on defending because I was conceding a lot of goals. So yeah.
What sort of changes were you looking at to go into in a moment like this?
Of course, yeah, defending. As I said, the defense was a bit shaky, so we made some defensive changes and just focused on an attack and changed the attacking patterns a bit. So yeah.
Very good. It was incredible. Now, your run is still not done. You sit at 15 points. You're leading the group, but there is still a chance that you could get knocked down. You could not be in first place. What do you do now in between big games like this to reset and get ready for your next matchup?
Yeah, because as I said, being top of the group is important as well. We just don't want to qualify. We want to be top of the group as well. So yeah, we're working on it game by game. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. Thank you very much, Daniel. There it is. Congratulations. Huge matchup against Greece. Let's send it back to our studio to see what's going on still around eFootball.
Thanks so much, Milos. Yeah, it's great to hear from Daniel. That one had us on the edge of our seats, I think, because like Milos just asked him, being 2-1 down, then to come back and be victorious 4-2 in the end, he had to make some changes. He was clever. He wasn't worrying. He said, defensively, wasn't good enough.
He just is able to adapt so often, and that's one thing. I mean, me and Harry were just having a conversation about it. It's like, I just want to remind myself, last year, it's like we truly did come out of nowhere, and to see him come up to this level, it feels like he stepped up again. And I'm not going to spoil what we said, but we have our expectations for Daniel this week, and they are extreme. extremely high because of his ability to turn things around. I mean, that was an unfortunate goal that he gave away there. That was for, obviously, Greece to go on the lead, but he just seems to always find a way. And just like so much composure in moments like that as well. Not just to take the shot when there's a little bit of pace, or a little bit of space, I should say. It's every single time he is so composed. And Daniel's dad's the MVP as well. We love Daniel's dad here in the studio. So does everybody else, to be fair, but big Daniel's dad fan.
We expect a lot from Daniel, but we heard there Daniel expects a lot from himself as well. You know, he wants to finish top of the table, Harry.
We expect that of him as well.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the rest of the results from around the grounds, but you're absolutely right. We have such high hopes, and the craziest part of it all is he keeps delivering. Every single time we think, oh, maybe this is the game that Daniel will falter, and fair enough, there's been the odd scare here or there for him, but more often than not, he's coming out on top, and if he gets pulled into a fight in a phone booth, he's not afraid of the scrap. He's like, okay, you want to come at me with offense? Here's even more offense from my side. I'm not scared. I won't back down from any challenge, and that's why he sits at the top of Group B.
He finds a way. That's crucial. Just have a look at the round 7 results then. Group A, Saudi Arabia lost out to Egypt there 2-0. Thailand beat Malaysia 3-0. That's another massive upset from Mbappe and Malaysia. They haven't won now since round 2, Mbappe. And we're now on round 7, as I just quickly rattle through. Brazil beating Bahrain, Group B, Türkiye beating Colombia. We know the India, Greece score, and Morocco defeating Japan just when we thought Japan were going to go on a run. Well, these are the standings as well. Just quickly take you through these. Brazil, Egypt, Thailand at the moment looking pretty confident. Malaysia, as I mentioned, 7 points, haven't won since round 2. What's going on there? Saudi Arabia on 6 points and Bahrain 4. Those two, watch out. You need to be top 4 come the end of today. Group B, India unbeaten still, 15 points. Türkiye 10, Morocco 9, Colombia and Greece locked horns on 8, and Japan 7. That Group B is twisting, turning, topsy-turvy. Don't know where I'm looking there, Chris.
I mean, Morocco are now all of a sudden flying after really struggling yesterday. I mean, look, it's the point that from 3rd to 6th, there is 2 points in it. That is literally going to go down the last game in Hastia.
Japan was sitting bottom as we came into this. We go, right, they're back in it, they got a win. Now they're bottom again because results have gone against them.
This entire Group B, aside from India, which is the one constant in this group, you could do what would it be, a scatter chart of where every single placement was from every single nation in each round, and they would all be different. It would be up and down like a yo-yo. So yeah, keep your eyes on Group B. Some twists and turns to come, I feel.
I mean, I'm sure the heart rates of all the players in Group B are going up and down, up and down. Have we got a heart rate from Group B, Group A? Have we got one at all, Chris?
We do.
with an absolute fired up momentum out here coming in from Danial, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be moving back into the third game as India take on Turkey. And guess what? Right to the first instant, it's not even 3 minutes. And that is an opener from Danial.
I don't know what to say about that goal, because at this point I didn't believe something like this can happen into the game. Kick off, 1-2 passes left, right and center. First time flick back to Zico, lobs it up in the air, and then Kylian Mbappe. Not even a straight volley, he just nudges the ball in the back of the net, and this triangular passing up front, it is sublime. A 2-poke to finish things off, and it took us less than 3 minutes to get on the scoreboard, and Turkey, they are already trailing. Patrick Vieira gives the ball back to Pirlo.
Yeah.
Kylian Mbappe. He is keeping the ball a little longer. Stanisic, a good interception there. Kylian Mbappe from the side of Turkey finds Platini and strike near post, but what a save. Platini straight in front of the goal and still misses that out.
I would have to say it to Peter Cech, man. First he concedes a goal like that in the previous game against Greece, and then comes in to save something like this. I mean, all right, it's either one side or the other. There's no in between for Peter Cech out here. But yeah, I'd have to say Turkey had to score that one, man. The pressure is still on top of them, and the next header as well ain't going in. It still is going to be another one. Virgil van Dijk out in the open. This man is big, beefy, tall, strong. You can't let this one through. Otherwise, he will end up scoring.
That is true. But from the corners, definitely he is going to be very deadly. But being accurate is what he is lacking, at least for this one. And now, we're taking our sweet little time to kick things off. Peter Cech crosses the ball. Oliveira wins the ball. Sends back to the keeper.
Wow.
Taking little longer in the back lines and playing out slow, and generally these passes are a bit riskier because if you lose a possession there, you straight away concede. But now Song Hyun-min inside the final third, trying to find a passing lane, has been blocked from everywhere else. Pirlo, Hazard, Zico up next, but Pirlo is making his way from left right and keeping the possession a little longer, but Platini is perfectly positioned, and what a pass! A perfectly threaded pass. He finds Kylian Mbappe, but near post, and another big save from Peter Cech.
My man is using all the lady luck that he has for this one game, I'd have to say. The near posts are not going in for Turkey. The disappointment should be there. Twice he got the chance, and both of them being kept out by the keeper. Maybe a third one brewing up. Guess what? Again, it's Virgil van Dijk, and again, it goes outside the box.
It's exactly the replica of the first corner. Nothing different from there. But I think Peter Cech. Yeah, the deja vu moments there. But Peter Cech, he needs to work on his kickoff, I believe, because these goal kicks are a bit nuisance. And this time around, Kylian Mbappe making a run. Almost scoring that, but dispossessed at the very least. But now Virgil van Dijk wins the ball high up the field, finds Kylian Mbappe, Zico, Romario, Araujo from the side of eTigers wins the ball back, unleashes up in the air. Zico, touchdown header for Song Hyun-min, first time passes left, right, but Virgil van Dijk, another big interception.
You could finally see that Turkey, they're controlling the ball a little bit more out there, specifically in that midfield. It's not a lot of chances that Danial is eventually getting. Oh, the first is lofted through, out, on. It's a bit too fast even for him. Almost going in to set it up as well for another cutback, but that ain't happening this time around. After that first one, it has been constant back-to-back attacks coming in from Turkey. So Danial hasn't really had the chance to breathe and finally compose himself.
Even the passing lanes in the midfield is completely marked out. But now he finds Hazard, should be a finesse far post, and will deliver it out. Second chance created, second shot on target. And Eden Hazard, he makes it a double already. 2 attempts, 2 goals, and finally the lethal striker, he is back into the game.
constantly making sure that the lead is not diminished, but rather doubles up. That is the back and forth attacking sequences, not coming in from one place, but from both. And Türkiye, yes, a couple of chances, missed out, unfortunate, but still 2 conceded.
The honored one, he is under tremendous pressure at this point because he was playing the high pressure game, pressing India in their own half, getting some good chances, but Peter Cech saving both of them, sometimes dispossessed by the players in the final third, but
yeah,
he conceded 2 from the chances that he could not block, and
man,
could have been a third one as well. The final passing lane this time from Danial inside the box, it has been superb.
This time around has been working out well, yes, and I agree. One of the big reasons for that is definitely those lofted passes which has been making quite a lot. It was also the case that happened back in the regional online qualifiers too, where he was getting in some of those lofted throughs inside, or rather the lofted lob passes, and that normally used to go in. A lovely anticipation, and this is the strength that we always talk about. He finally learns it from his mistake. This time just cuts off the passing angle and now is going in for another counter. But instantly stopped. 3 extra minutes added in on the clock as well. So the attack continues. Chances still brewing up. And Peter Cech finally collecting it on the other side.
+3 will come to a close any second. And it will. The first half comes to an end. 2-0 in favor of India at this point. And Türkiye, despite the fact they had good and clear-cut opportunities, could not score a single goal against our Peter Cech.
Near post shots again, and Peter Cech was positioned in those places to try and stop that. So that's the only reason why I think they were stopped in. Had those shots gone to far post, I'm pretty sure both of them would have been scored up from Türkiye. Out here again for India, the half-time having the lead of 2 goals. They should relieve off the pressure off of him, but the honored one, for now he's kind of facing the same fate as the one who did all the way back in the JJK manga. And
Kylian Mbappe
yeah,
has the ball, finds Nico Barella. That's a new midfielder into the player.
Yeah.
Not seen him too much. Similarly, it can be said for Kilik Soy as well, because that's a player that no one else plays, at least in our group. And now Patrick Vieira has the ball, finds Kylian Mbappe, and he is using his physicality to hold the ball, but not for long. Platini finds a pass, but Hubner on the other side intercepts it as he was trying to get us through.
good one out here. The passing angle is still blocked. Not enough though, as Mbappe sends another through. Kilik Soy up close. Oh, back heel. Mbappe! Blocked off by the defender to stop the third one from coming in. But what a vision coming from Danial. That's insane.
Almost there, and Kylian, he knows if not a deflection, things could have been in his way. Slowly and steadily, we are getting for our third one as well, and yeah, a pause has been cued yet again. Türkiye, they are a lot of pressure. They don't know what to do from here, since I think their standings are tumbling inside the group. They are, I think, on the 5th spot as of now, and with this defeat, their qualification chances will become even more slimmer.
Before this game, they were 2nd. So yeah, after this one, it's gonna be tough, man. If I'm not wrong, this is the 8th game for both of these teams out here. And that's the main thing, right? The entire standing is just so tight. It's only India who's on 15 points. Every single one of them is either on 10, 9, 8 and 7. Nothing apart from that. Guess what? India right now are just making sure that the goal difference is also favoring them slowly and steadily.
Oh, that is so true. Number of goals scored are crazy. The victories are just perfect. We are looking out for the second victory for the day. Exact result from yesterday, I would say. Or rather, even better, since we are conceding less goals overall. But now, Türkiye, has the ball with Luis Openda, tries a heel flick, loses out the position, finds Perlo. Now Kelisoy pass Ruben Neves, and he will. Now there's an opportunity to unleash a counter. Francesco Totti finds Ruben Neves, another one to pass. Totti inside the final third, might drive it ahead for Kylian Mbappe. A cut back on the way, a header has been intercepted.
Barella still not being able to clear it perfectly as Mbappe has another chance. With a finesse to the top right though, Peter Cech stretches himself out to push it for a corner. Another opportunity by Danial, and this is the aggressive style that we normally see, and that's also the reason Türkiye haven't found themselves scoring in even the first one in this game.
Oh man. This is one of those matches where Türkiye doesn't even know what to do from here. You can just sit back, relax, and hope that your goalkeeper makes some crazy saves. Because the manual defending is definitely not working out. Nico Barella is trying to clear up the ball, but as far out that Kelisoy is concerned, he will win it back. And another attack is on its way. The amount of chances Danial has created, they are, I think, triple from what Türkiye has done.
And now he also anticipates those first time throughs as well, right? So he's not really going in to tackle the ball where it's gonna land into the feet of the attacker, but rather is just stopping it instantly midway. He's not even letting the ball reach to that first line. Or guess what? Another chance out there. Lovely sliding coming in from Türkiye to stop for the third one being brewing up. And yeah, coming back onto that same topic, I absolutely like how he's instantly adapted to the defense right now. Another save coming in from Peter Cech. It is crazy how many times he stopped the ball from going in the back of the net though. But a deflection was there from the defender and an instant counter on the other side. A header, but it's not gonna go. Peter Cech still saves it for the side in Türkiye. Kılıçsoy, the card that you rightly mentioned, ain't used so much. It's dividend.
By the way, Kılıçsoy is a player from Turkey itself, so scoring against the home ground at this point, and he has been phenomenal. Turkey, they are completely on the back foot, and they don't have that card, so I think that's a rare find which Danial has done, and that is definitely working out. Because in the final third, I have seen some crazy passes from that lad, and that card is pretty much underrated. And this time around, attack from the side, from corner rather, counter attack from side of Türkiye, could not convert anything. The final third passes are a bit more hopium on the side of Türkiye, and they are having a really, really rough time.
Even at the +2 mark, you could see Danial constantly trying to steal this one away. A yellow finally taken up. Was not really necessary, but it's fine. And now for this one, I'd have to say, Spardas, this was absolutely ruthless from Danial. And the whistle finally blows up as he will yet again walk with the crown on his head as he ends up at the top position in the leaderboard of Group B.
I love his confidence, man. He is so made up for this stage. He knows what he's doing. He knows the performance he's putting up game after game, day after day. And he definitely deserves all these praises. The crown at the end, just solidifying his place as the table topper. Keeping in mind that we have the finest teams from all around the globe in our group, while we just finished third in our region, while everyone else is a group winner or the region winner. And Danial, he's crushing everybody else.
Asians on top is what I'll say. The domination is absolutely insane. Last year it was from Malaysia, right? Mbappe constantly showing his own class. This time out here it's coming in from Thailand and India in our own respective groups as well, which you rightfully mentioned. 2-0 victory over Türkiye. Morocco and Colombia on the other side. An absolute draw from them. And guess what? On the back of that one mental barricade that Greece faced against Danial, they've finally lost another game too now against Japan, as it's a 2-1 scoreline for the Japanese. And this victory is crucial for them to bring themselves back into the race of the top 4.
Oh man, Japan, they are just playing the second day perfectly. They ended day one with just one victory, and that was in the very last game. But after that, they are on a win streak as well. So with this result in their favor, defeating Greece, I just want to have a look at where the overall standings are going ahead. Because Japan, back-to-back victories from them, Turkey losing to us, Colombia losing to Japan, and now drawing against Morocco. The Group B overall standings are gonna get crazier after such results.
You want me to give you a spoiler?
Uh-huh.
Japan is at the 4th place with 10 points, followed by Colombia with 9, Greece with 8 on those back-to-back losses. India, after 8 games, are at the first spot with 18 points, and that means with 2 games remaining, even if everyone else win their next 2 games, they still cannot hop up on top. That means we've secured the top seeding in the Group B itself.
To be honest, I was just having a look through to see who actually has to go up and play India. So that's Colombia and Japan. So those are the games where you're looking at and saying, okay, from that standpoint, are you thinking that maybe Danial is obviously just going to walk through these, or he's already qualified first pretty much? I don't think he needs much. Is he going to switch off a little bit? That's what you're kind of hoping for if you're one of those 2 competitors, because he has looked indomitable so far.
I mean, Group B, I might as well just go like this. Woo, don't know what's happening. I will find out for you, though, because the penultimate round of fixtures is coming up in around 10 minutes. I'm going to get on the computer here and find out exactly what's at stake for you, because we have 2 more massive matchups to come for you. So come back in 10 minutes' time.
اللعب كما يقول التعريف نشاط يمارس الترفيه بلا جدوى وبلا
title. No time to idle. I'm finna get it, put that on the Bible. This is survival. Gotta treat every movement like a fight. Oh my mind. Nobody believe it, they all in denial. Look at me, look at me. Still in the show, that's the crook in me. They want me gone with the hook in me. Asking why is he here like I shouldn't be. I've been on grind since I old. 10,000 is the motto. They see the bag is coming out and flocking to me like I won the lotto. Dancing with the devil, there's no recital. I'm killing competition, ain't no revival. I shoot it to kill it, I'm aiming for vitals. I'm showing no mercy when facing my rivals. Facing the crash, they getting exposed. I know they be lurking, I'm watching them close. Acting like friends, but really they foes. Saw they be scheming and said adios.
New numbers join the field. A 7 can break the pattern. A 9 can be the game changer. At Globant, cutting-edge technologies are at the core of everything we do, driving new and innovative solutions to shape the future of FIFA and companies across every industry. We are the official tournament sponsor of the FIFA E-Finals 2025. Globant, technology that dares to delight.
Reach your
Japan were bottom of the table, and the fact that they've managed to crawl into fourth and give them a chance of qualifying for the knockouts tomorrow, I'm favouring Japan. Of both groups, I would love to see them go all the way.
Chris, tell us what happened yesterday when these two teams faced each other, though.
It's a 3-1 result for Danial, obviously, who has still continued to be undefeated. But I think it's really getting to crunch time. We kind of talked about it there. There's other games going on in this group, but mostly focusing on Group B here, just purely because of how close it is, even though it is still close in Group A as well. So obviously we've got India and Japan taking each other on. Turkiye up against Morocco. They're currently 2nd and 3rd on the same amount of points as Japan with 10. And then Greece and Colombia, who are currently 5th and 6th on only 9 and 8 points. Really a must win for those two teams particularly, and one of those teams has to win if they really want an opportunity here, but it still could go all the way to that last game, irrelevant of what happens here.
Daniel earlier again said he's not afraid to get my words out, to change tactics in game. Do you think he'll have to do something similar when he faces Japan?
I think so. I think it's also important to remember Japan did beat Colombia earlier on in the day, who was 2nd of the table, and as you've just mentioned, Chris, they've now dropped below them to 5th. So I think Japan have a lot to prove today. I know people in the chat seem to think that Daniel will likely win this game, but I mean, it's difficult to choose and difficult to call who's going to win.
I love the kind of pre-match rituals as well. Daniel's very chilled talking to his team. If we go over to Japan here as well, a bit of meditation was happening a couple of moments ago. You know, palms just turned upwards, maybe saying a couple of words to himself. He's now a bit more chilled. Now I'm talking about him, arms crossed, going, stop talking about me, possibly.
One thing I really like, though, is they're actually directly opposite each other, and I think they're actually having a little bit of a look at each other there across the arena. As I mean, it's a massive game, obviously, but it's one that it's probably more important to, well, I mean, it's not even probably, it absolutely is more important to Japan. Daniel could lose this game and still top the group at a canter. So realistically, I think if you're Japan, if you're Soshu, you are hoping that Daniel has an off day here, because currently undefeated and, well, has been performing so well.
Well, we're focusing on Soshin there for Team Japan. He looks ready. Just a final moment to collect his thoughts as he goes up against India and Daniel. This is a big matchup for Japan. They take on India. Let's get to it.
そうですね、日本を代表して戦えることは非常に光栄に思ってますし、全て日本代表で尽くせるように頑張りたいと思います。FIFAeワールドカップに出ること自体が本当に貴重な経験ですし、優勝したら本当に今後の人生にもしっかり影響してくることだと思うんで、そうですね、実力で黙らせるって感じです。Yeah, I become champion. Yeah, that's all. Everything for Japan.
And man, with that, we are finally moving into the second half of the evening out here. Just a couple of games more remaining out as India face the second seeded out into this entire groups, man. It's going to be Japan, second seeded from the Asian teams out here. Again, they were the toppers of Asia. Out with India and Japanese side now playing in. This victory is more crucial to Japan than to India, I'd have to say.
Oh, for sure. And with the form that Japan is in right now, it is definitely going to be one of the revenge matchup, as we have been talking about it so very much even from the start of the day. As you rightly mentioned at the start, that with Japan facing India, we won the first leg, lost the second one, and on aggregate we were eliminated, and Japan made their way to the regional qualifiers grand finale facing Thailand at the very least. And now it is against us. Let's see what they can do, since they are in the hotshot form and facing a in-form Japan side, and making a revenge on them just like we did against Malaysia will add complete taste to what we are cooking right now at the international stages.
Absolutely. As this one goes back and forth, oh, lovely through coming in from Son, but look at the anticipation from the Japanese side. He knew what was about to happen and instantly covered up that one angle. So Son could not really do anything in that case, but the attack still continuing out this time. Tried to make a cheeky play, didn't really happen. So yeah, still going to move back in though, but Danial, I don't quite know where that was going. I'm pretty sure he wanted to tackle that, but it just ended up being in his feet.
Sometimes that happens. You are trying another input and the movement is something else indeed. But now Rafael Leao wins a header high up the pitch. Crosses inside. Van Basten has a good opportunity, but Peter Cech. Good save, but a rebound to Rafael Leao. Oh, another unfortunate goal being conceded by Rafael Leao out of everybody else. He breaks the deadlock, and Japan, they are back into the action. With just one victory on day one, they are looking ruthless on day two, and even against the table toppers of Group B, they have taken the lead.
They've registered 2 already today. So yes, definitely looking at the hot shot form out there. With that one shot, it was really good. But then again, as you rightfully mentioned, that through going in back, a bit unfortunate out here.
These rebounds are pretty...
Exactly.
I would say crazy to witness. Since, yeah, that could have gone to another centre back. That could have gone anywhere else. Or maybe the keeper could have taken the rally to concede a corner instead. But hey, things just didn't go our way, and now we continue with another kickoff, and Kylian Mbappe could have won that header. Things could have been better, but at this point, we aren't shying away from making the attacks in the final third. Not keeping possession for long, just going straight ahead the goal, and Kylian Mbappe with a finesse attempt. Not powerful enough, and Peter Cech will be able to collect it.
It's interesting to see that right now the Japanese, if I'm not wrong, are running with 5 into that back line. It's heavily defensive centric, right? And they're just going in with those through passes onto the front couple of players with these lofted ones. Man, he's trying to use the tactic of Danial on back to him. So as much as it's going to be difficult to deal with that defensive line, it's also going to be a bit tricky to hold on to these lofted throughs.
Well, this is, I would say, pretty annoying to be very honest. A huge backline of 5 players, and then making sure that the final third is just all crosses left, right and center. But finally Eden Hazard can be through on goal. Selic, he is just body blocking him, making sure his physicality pays out. Holds Eden Hazard for longer, and then Patrick Vieira to clean things up. Good defending there, and now Cafu finds another lob pass to Rafael Leao. Has been intercepted by Hebner. Gives the ball to the goalkeeper, and now finds Pirlo going straight from the back line to the final third. But Rafael Leao, man, this guy has been pretty crazy for the Japanese side into the game.
Oh, one touch. He tried to go in towards the back. I thought there could have been a possibility to push it in up top. The player was running in, but I'm pretty sure the Japanese also knew about that. But yeah, as you rightfully mentioned, at the halftime, it's possession 50-50%. Japan 1, India 0. How do you break through this 5 in the back, Spardas? That is the question which is definitely going in the mind of Danial.
I think he will figure it out in the second half, and we have seen him do that numerous times at this point with the coach as well. I think both the players have talked among themselves, and yeah, Daniel, he is definitely talking with this coach. There is something going on, and hopefully they are trying to find a solution to this defensive shape. Although the goal that we conceded was a bit unfortunate one, so there is no clear-cut chance for Japan as of now. They are trying a lot more lob through balls, and they are all being headed down to the keeper. So not such a big threat to deal with as far as the defense is concerned. It's just the attacking third is what we need to sort out.
And hasn't that been the storyline since the first game today? Constantly creating those attacks and chances, but
yeah,
what was that one very last pass? That's where the struggle lies for Danial. I thought it looked pretty decent when we were playing against Türkiye, but if you really think about it, we had a lot more chances to score as well, not just concede out on. Right, so I really want to see him going back into that flow state against the Japanese side. Soshun, for now, after a long time, he looks in a pretty comfortable spot though. And in this game only, not really in the leaderboard. Still at the 4th spot, and this victory is crucial.
bigger pause than usual. I think they are figuring something out here. Soshun, he looks pretty calm, so does Danial. Both the players just waiting for the game to begin at this point, and let's see how longer will it take from here on.
Admins are also working in about the same thing. Just trying to fix all of things up. Again, 5 in the back. You've been seeing Danial take a few extra shots outside of the box as well as soon as he gets the chance, right? It happened in the previous game again, if I'm not wrong, with Türkiye. He was using Son. Tried to make that one finish shot in towards the top corner on the left-hand side. This time, he tried Mbappe to move all the way towards the right. He's not really shy of taking those shots.
Well, that is true. That is something like you try to get an opportunity and then you try to score it from that very angle. Doesn't matter how far out it is. And generally those finishes outside the box do go in. And he has scored it in the past with Eden Hazard, with Zico. And we just hope that he finds a way out right now. But yeah, I'm just concerned about the issues from here on. And I think Danial is chalking somewhere. And the players here, they are also waiting for the game to get fixed and be back into the action very, very soon, because this action is definitely a very crucial matchup, because at this point we are in a safe spot. We do not care about the result, other than the seeding perspective. We are already table toppers, and I don't think there is any other team who can topple us down. But for Japan, things have to be better. They need a result into their mix if they want to solidify their top 4 slot.
That's one of the big things, right? And on the back of it now, as we move back in this game, ladies and gentlemen, the second half commences. As rightfully said by you too, Shubhang, they need this victory to make sure they stay in the top 4. But as an Indian and as a fan of Danial, I want him to go absolutely untouched. I want him to go with full victories up on board. And look at that aggressive tackling as well. Sends it for a through as well. Francisco Totti to Kylian Mbappe. Back to Totti. Touches it down, but Peter Cech, he collects it.
That's the last crucial interception there from the defender as well. Just shoving Totti so that he could not put enough power on the strike, I believe. Could have been a fair chance. Does not happen now. But now Rafael Leao on the edge of the ball. He's trying to win it out with the physicality he has. But this 5-2-1-2 is definitely giving our eTiger a nightmare with the amount of through passes they are lobbing it left, right and center.
It's going to be back and forth out coming in. But still, it's India who need more chances. Oh, this could have been a bit of a problem. Cody Gakpo on the other side. Just a nudge and this should go for a corner. Again, those lofted throws that are coming in from Japan. Danial knows how to deal with them. He positions his player at the perfect time to go in for those last head-touch passes. This corner, this could be something that Soshun really needs to solidify his lead. Not just for one, but rather get another to make things even more difficult for Danial.
Oh yes. Let's see how this pause will result after this few seconds. Because at this point, we have seen Danial take some crazy substitutes, some tactical changes, and after that pause, he has generally scored the equalizer. Similar things happen against Turkey, or rather Morocco, in the start of the day, where Morocco was leading in the entire game, and then we make a comeback after this very long pause with some tactical changes left and right. Let's see if we can make something similar against Japan as well.
It's been the story of his entire evening. Behind by 1 and then brings a few changes and then moves all the way up. Ruben Neves right now being brought in for the change. Justin Hubner. Long ball. Aramburu. Another pass. Did not really go. Federico Valverde. He is a player with absolute greatness. This could have been a foul though. No, it's not. It is not. That's interesting to see. Another slight tackle coming in this time. Japan not allowing India to take control of the ball in that midfield too. Even right now, Patrick Vieira steals it away. Can go for a through, but decides to go for a straightforward pass to Rafael Leao with another chance out. Not coming in. Figo will finally take control of it. Hold on. Another one out with a sliding tackle coming in. Finally, we control it for a few extra seconds, but Cody Gakpo wants to send it back. One touch passes. Ruben Neves turns around. Kilitsoy. Figo finds him. Chouameni, the CDM, running it all the way back now, cutting all the passing opportunities. Neves now, can it send it back in? No! Takes a shot from the far out, but it hits the post. And now it's a counter for Japan.
Almost off the woodwork to almost conceding now, but Aramru, he is fast enough to win the ball back. Last 5 minutes of the first. Defeat for India might be loading in here. We have to go undefeated, and Cody Gakpo has to touch it down. Oh, it was a short touchdown header for the assist, but rather it clears off the ball, and now Aramru, he wins the ball back. The last attack could be on our way. Just a +1 as well, so things are not looking good from here. And Japan, they cleared it out, and as things stands, the victory is going on Japan's side, and this is the first loss for Danial in the group stages.
It is unfortunate, as you wanted to go undefeated here. Yes, a bit of disappointment coming in, but a sigh of relief, or you could say a roar of domination from Japan. As after their loss streak from yesterday, Soshin turns things around so very well, making his big comeback out here on this big stage. And it seems like Japanese are now solidifying their top 4 position as well, with one more game to go.
But let me assure you, Saishnu, that this playstyle is not going to take them more than a victory maybe after today's group stages. Because all they are doing is just lobbing the ball high up in the air and hoping that it connects to a random player. And the only goal that Japan scored was a rebound goal, and that too from the goalkeeper save. So Piatek, if he did better there, if he just deflected it somewhere out, things would have been very different overall. But at this point, it is Japan just trying to play a 5-back, lobbing the ball left, right and center, and hoping that Rafael wins it down. And that playstyle is not going to take you maybe 1 or 2 games to counter, because other teams, they know what you are doing. And Japan was a bit fortunate as well, since I think it was Ruben Neves' strike that hit the woodwork. So it was a misfortunate game for India at this point. We were not outplayed at all. But for Japan, they needed some crazy luck in their side, and they are surely getting that.
I mean, I'd have to say, at this point in the tournament, yes, they kind of need it. Looking at their position now with 9 games done at 13 points, if Turkey and Morocco also win their game, then they're going to be moving back up as well. So that's something they'd have to be a bit more careful about. Colombia, Greece, you could really see they're not that far out to it. The result of Group B are not going to settle until the very last match is over for the next 3 spots. Apart from India, everyone else is still struggling.
Exactly, because the maximum points Japan can get is 16, and that's a big surprise, to be honest. Day 1, just 1 victory, 3 defeats and a draw, if I'm not wrong. That was their entire day. And on day 2, they are just setting a different tone. Yes, their playstyle is very different and not good enough on a perspective to beat down opponents on a consistent basis. But whatever it is paying out at the very least. They are at the 2nd spot, and as things stands, Colombia are in danger, because even they are not clear off to falling off from the top 4. It is India versus Colombia in the next match, and they are already on the 8th spot, or rather 5th spot with 8 games played. They still have 2 games in hand, but they need victories on both of these games to make sure that they qualify ahead.
Yeah, that's the big thing out here. And guess what? One other game is still going on with Greece, if I'm not wrong, where it kind of went it. But man, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be finding out what happens in this one. Not that late. As Greece and Colombia's game gets over too, it is Greece 3, Colombia 2. That means, as you rightfully mentioned, Colombia are now struggling, and a big comeback for Greece brewing up, ladies and gentlemen. What's going to happen between India and Colombia? We'll find that out after the short break.
woke up in the middle, in a field full of fighters, fighting a battle, fall down, get up, losing requires. Stay strong till you're moving to a higher ground. Rise up and proving steady forward, I'll stay around. 'Cause underneath, for everyone to see, held my head up higher, higher, higher.
and welcome to today's match.
With one more final hurdle now remaining between India and their road to playoffs, it's going to be Colombia trying their fight and trying their level best to survive out there in this fight till death as they take on India too. Man, Spartus, I know I said that previously already, but Colombia need this win to move forward, and guess what? This cut back instantly into the legs as they will find the opener, can eventually open the doors for them for playoffs.
Well, that was a quick start to the game, and this is not what we expected, but just look at the manager there. The coach is very happy, and why not? Because as things stands, they needed both the victories in their favor, and they have definitely kicked things off, but I'm not sure why are we just holding on for the match. I hope there is no tech issues on this end, and yes, they are not. The game will resume, although a longer pause has been taken from here. A cutback assist to open the scoring for Colombia, and well inside the first 2 to 3 minutes, I would say.
Big one coming in, right? Because you rightly mentioned they absolutely needed this. India now back into that blue kit, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be moving in from right to left, but guess what? The ball moves in from left to right one more time. And oh my God, that's not a pen. What a perfectly timed tackle coming in. And Danial is going to be sending the ball through instantly to Kylian Mbappe, though. Easily controlled by Cannavaro. But man, that was such a precise tackle.
Oh, we just got away with it, I would say. Could have been really, really close. But Colombia, they are looking pretty good. Well, it comes to the build-up, but now a corner has been just cleared off. Eden Hazard might take a shot from outside the box. He's lining the finesse, but not powerful enough. Not the angle, not the power. Just an attempt worth taking. But now Patrick Vieira wins the clearance back to Song Hyun-min. Finds Eden Hazard, a far post finish, takes an extra touch, bang Zico. The composure is just top-notch and perfectly done. Danial, he makes the equalizer happen within, I think, 6 minutes since conceding the last goal. But hey, I think we are in for a thriller in this matchup.
Can't put him down for long, no matter what. And it's as you rightfully mentioned too, even against Japan, just things got a bit unfortunate for us. The lady luck was used up in the match against Türkiye. So you needed one more to fill that box up again, and guess what? This time it overflows instantly. Not just with sheer luck, but with skill. Zico for that opener now, and Colombia back again trailing. And here's the thing, Spartus, even if it's a draw, Colombia will be eliminated. They need the win.
That's a big ask at this point. And they are taking things slow. Finds Vieri, Ruud Gullit, Vieri could not get on the edge of it. Kylian Mbappe tried to win the ball but could not win the header there. Chouameni just taking his time, trying to find a pass in the final third, and he will find Christian Vieri yet again, who tries the finish from far out but loses the ball. Eden Hazard, a bad touch, and Declan Rice makes no mistake.
Hübner easily able to hold on to that one through as well, and then clears it all the way out. Andre Pirlo moves it around. He's constantly changing those corners, right, making sure that he's going in for those long balls, not the first touch close passes, as now he changes the tactics again when the ball is in midfield. A bit of a Moroccan play style which we stole away from them, but again did not really last for long enough. Colombia now back again in the counter.
Ruud Gullit strong enough to win the ball. Back to Paul Scholes. A header. Vieri, he is not missing that. Christian Vieri, the Italian strikes yet again, and Colombia, they take the lead one more time. 2-1 in their favor.
They need this lead. They need to make sure that they are always ahead in this game. And then pray to the gods that they qualify in the top 4. Hoping for a defeat for Greece as well as Türkiye. Because guess what? The game between Japan and Türkiye is also working it out, man. They're all playing in. And all of these results would eventually lead to Colombia qualifying on that 4th spot. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be happy because Morocco are 1-0 leading against the sides of Greece.
Oh, the matches are going simultaneously. They will have a big impact on the overall standings. And for both the nations that are playing, it is just the eTiger Danial who's chilling out. He's like, yeah, I'm unbothered by the result. Although he's trying to get the equalizer on board. Almost the header from Kylian Mbappe. Could have achieved the second one for us as well, but Gigi Buffon just wins the ball running away from his goal. Song Hyun-min, he has the possession right now. Just taking his sweet little time and not rushing any of his passes.
Patrick Vieira back again. Hazard now goes into Kylian Mbappe. Stolen away by Lilian Thuram. Oh, Buffon. Don't really want to take any kind of risks out here at this point. So just making sure that it's a close pass. Eden Hazard goes in for the steal. Kylian Mbappe right before the half. Oh, an extra touch out there. Wanted to go for the shot. But the deflection coming in, or rather the block in from the defender, made sure that this one is not going in, out anywhere except for a corner. One more chance before the half. 45 plus 2. I'm pretty sure it should be over by the time this corner is done right now. Takes in a close one, up close. Mbappe, no chance for cutback. Eden Hazard out in the open, goes in for a finesse, but still taken care of. As the score after the halftime is Colombia 2, India 1.
Good block at the very end by the defenders. And Colombia, they are in control as of now, but the amount of opportunities that both the nations are creating, they are quite good enough. It is going to be another close battle in the second half, and let's see what Colombia will do, because again, as mentioned earlier, they are in desperate need of victories in both of their remaining games, while we are sitting at the table topper with just one defeat from Japan and overall 18 points till now.
If they win, they move forward. If they don't, that's tough. As of now, Camilog, I've correctly mentioned it as well. Instead of just focusing on everything that's happening in those other games, he's got to take care of whatever's happening in this one, because the result of one of them is not going to be that good. If anything, Türkiye are leading against Japan 1-0, so that's the game which he technically desperately wants them to win. And right now, it's Ruud Gullit. He's going to make sure that the lead turns to not 2, but maybe 3. Guess what? The woodwork says no. And there's still a chance for Danial to make this comeback, but the fast counter anticipated, intercepted by Tchouaméni as Kante moves in towards the left, sends it back in. Araujo stealing it away yet again.
Pirlo running down the flank, has a cross. Tortilla, Francisco, he could not handle the ball perfectly well. Could have taken a first time attempt, but the ball was just too fast. But now a clearance. Ruud Gullit trying to win the header down, could not win it back. The possession is with Danial. He's trying to build something from the back lines. Finds Francesco Totti in the process, and in Eden Hazard, he can find Kalistoy. He will. The shot is just not coming. The ball is bouncing left, right, and center, but at the very end, it falls for us yet again, and he hits them with one more goal.
Big one coming in from Danial yet again. And you could say that yes, it was a bit of luck coming in for him. So that one ball still was kept in the legs of Hazard. The keeper messed up big time for Colombia. Look at that. The first one. The defender falling. Buffon not able to hold it in. And you could see the laughter as well from the man. A bit tough. But India equalize the score.
N'Golo Kante now. He has the ball. Just trying to find Ruud Gullit, and he will. A good pass there across. Vieri almost there. Straight from the kickoff. Colombia, they have found something from the kickoff. They are always knocking on the door from a straight chance. But now, a short goal kick. Out to a cross to Eden Hazard, who's driving ahead with no resistance. Finds Kylian Mbappe. First time pass. A rebound falls in his way back again. Eden Hazard trying to dribble inside. Kylian Mbappe, a cut back. Takes a chance. Just misses it out.
Oh, Ruud Gullit, he was running in. This is a through. He can move forward, but it's just not timed enough on the other side as well. Francisco Totti, guess what? It's Mbappe! It's Mbappe! And Danial with the third in this game are ready to send Colombia home as the dance of victory continues from his dad. The
Hitting
boy
them
in
with the
blue.
sui.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. This is phenomenal right now, and Daniel, he is in complete control. And the fact that despite being at the top of the world right now, being at the top of the table, there is no way he is toppling down from there. Scoring this winning goal, almost winning goal rather, still hits them with the celebration. This shows how determined he is with the results from each game and not the overall result of the group.
Few changes now being brought in by Colombia. As you rightly mentioned, Daniel is unfazed indeed, but Camilog has got something else to say. None of the results of other games would matter if he does not win this one. Toppling down the table toppers, Japan has showed that it could be done. Even if it was, or rather, there were a few events of fortune, it still was 1-0. Shunsuke Nakamura this time being brought in, out, up in front. Guess what? Kolomwani could not really keep the ball in. That was feeded in to him from there. Frankie de Jong as well out there in mid. Few changes for both of these teams now. Totti running in. Mbappe was subbed out. Guess what? That's where you got Cody Gakpo running in all the way up in front as a few players will be changing their own positions now. It's going to be a yellow card for Thuram. Not the cleanest tackle there. Colombia losing the possession.
Corner. Ruben Neves, let's see what he can do. Indirect free kick rather. Kolomwani he has been brought in. Okay. And we have Saliba at the back lines. And who makes a big mistake there? Saliba. A centre back change. And what is going on into this game? Saliba takes a weird touch. He loses the ball to Frankie de Jong, who takes a straight open net finish and still cannot hit the target.
The pressure catching on to Colombian player. A series of unfortunate events for Daniel, yes, but man, this could have been the equalizer which he was looking out for. But now an equalizer is not going to cut it. He needs to score 2 goals in this one game to try and topple the king, who's been wearing those crowns time and time again, and maybe no one can do that. Maybe Ruud Gullit's through, but no, it's cleared out. The time is ticking. Nuno Mendes back to mid. Koku couldn't collect it. It's Francesco Totti in the blue. And Cody Gakpo stolen from the other side as the clock ticks in the 90th minute. +4 is what's added. And Colombia are losing every bit of hope.
Oh, Ramru. He is rubbing salt on their wounds, winning the possession right again, and Ramru clears it out. Klisoy is there on the edge of it, but now Frankie de Jong could not make it happen, and Colombia, they take another loss, and Daniel registers another victory to his name.
A big chance by Camilog, which was messed up, and on the back of it, he just couldn't bring himself back. The disappointment is there on the faces. But man, you could see the victorious celebrations out there for the boy in blue. Daniel only dropping 1 game, that too against the toppers of the Asian regional qualifiers, Japan. And that too with just 1 goal. This clearly shows you Daniel is in a different league.
Well, at the international stage, he is showcasing his class for sure. He trailed the entire game, and then at the very end, he took the lead for just 1 time in 3 goals that he has scored. And that 1 time was enough to shut down Colombians. I just want to have a look at the overall standings at this point. Japan, they have winning all their matches they have played today. Colombia, they were on the 2nd spot by the end of day 1. And now, they are fighting for the playoff spot.
Been constantly reading all of that as well, as even I see. Yes, I agree, they are fighting. But on the other side of the spectrum, every other game's after getting over. Guess what? Who scored over 21 points? That is Daniel. Instantly making sure that he's toppling down every single one of them. Man, Shubhank, We couldn't be any more happier. Yes, one loss, but it's absolutely fine. There's no one who could touch us apart from the Japanese.
Well, that is true. And even the Japan game, I'm not bothered about that, since that was a very unfortunate loss at the end. They were just lobbed through passes, a deflection going against us, and that was it. Not the domination from Japanese side or something like that. So overall, we are still in complete par. India, we are 3-2. Greece drew a game against Morocco, so that is again something relieving for Colombian side. But then Turkey winning against Japan, that result might change things up.
Let's have a look at the result as well, since you're asking for it, right? Because we are waiting for that too. I'm pretty sure Morocco might have to face the defeat there. We're watching the result of the entire day, ladies and gentlemen, as we started off with a draw, only one loss being registered in the game against Japan, and every other game was a win for India.
Well, another draw, could have been there though against Colombia, or rather, a victory could have been there against Morocco if the things went our way. So, if we talk about results, pretty similar compared to yesterday. One draw, 3 wins, and instead of a draw, we conceded a loss against Japan. But a pretty similar fate as day one. And with that being said, 21 points in the 10 matches that Danial has played. 21 points, and by look of things, I don't think there is anybody else who is even closer to 18.
That's the big one, right? I agree. No one is even close to 18 out there. But in Group A, things are different. Group A is where Brazil and Thailand, both of them, were absolutely monstrous in their groups. Brazil with a goal difference of plus 17 as well, man, with 25 points being taken up, scoreline of 8-1 and 1. This is where the main difference is. We had 3 draws, while they had a loss and 1 draw. So, yeah, we could not really catch up to the point difference. It's absolutely fine. But Thailand also performing pretty well in that group. Man, that was uncalled for.
Well, I just want to see who ends up at the 4th spot, since Malaysia, Thailand, they are somewhere battling out at the 3rd and 4th spot. And I just want a non-Asian team, to be very honest.
Yeah.
We have faced these teams majority of time in our region qualifiers. I just want a newer opponent when it comes to the playoffs.
Absolutely. I also want to have a look at that as well as one final take on the players who are playing their games. Absolutely phenomenal performance from all of the Tigers, or rather our eTigers and the rest of the players too on the other side. Every single one of them did their utmost. And that is the big reason why they are here on this stage. Few questions that were left unchecked out. It will eventually result in those final standings too. Couple of people already knowing their results. That's the big thing, man. And apart from every single thing that has happened, I really want to talk about the run back of the Japanese. All the way down at the last spot and then moving to the 2nd. It's insane.
A heroic comeback and a heroic choke from Colombia at the very same time. Because these nations had just swapped places. Japan were the bottom of the table with just 1 victory at the end of day 1, while Colombia, they were with 2 victories. And today, all their games have been a loss or a draw, so no victories for them. So that is very unfortunate. But then Japan, 4-1-4 is the record, 13 points, and even if they draw their next game, they are still on the 4th spot because nobody else is toppling down. So it is humongous to what Japan has done, and the player from that nation, kudos to him for showing some crazy mental resilience.
Yeah, and I am pretty sure the results are out here. It is going to be Japan who would probably be moving forward too. The high fives being given, the handshakes being completed. We already knew the result of our area, or rather our region, so there's no questions asked there. But for the rest of them, the competition was pretty tight. And India in their own class.
This is something that we love to witness. This is one of those titles where we completely dominate the nations, and even at the international stage, despite the fact our regional qualifiers were not in our favor, we have made it another table-topping performance on the LAN especially. This is the 2nd time Danial is representing India, and both these times he has been phenomenal.
And this time around as well, he wants to do one better. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be India, Turkey, Japan and Greece moving in from our group, while on the other side we've got quite a few things happening in Group A as well, where Brazil, Thailand, Egypt and Malaysia will move forward. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the action for day 1 and day 2 is definitely over, Shubhang, but I am expecting big things now from Danial in the playoffs.
Well, the playoffs will begin with A1 fighting B4 and B1 fighting A4. So B1 is India and A4 is none other than the complete rival of us, Malaysia. We are facing Mbappe yet again on an international stage for the 5th or maybe 500th time at this point. Mbappe versus Danial. Already it is a story set in heaven, Saishnu.
I am excited. I know. Because guess what? We have won against him in the regional online qualifiers not once but twice. Like,
Yes.
you know, winning in a knockout game on the international stage, that absolutely feels different. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what will happen there? How the journey of Daniel is going to continue? We will catch all of that, not today, but tomorrow, and potentially day after tomorrow if he keeps on moving all the way up. Our hopes and dreams are still alive out there in the FIFA E-World Cup 2025 featuring eFootball Mobile. We'll continue the action tomorrow. Till then, it's me Sahishnu along with me Shubhang. We'll catch you guys. Have a good night.